You've probably heard this before. Follow industry best practices, and you'll be on the path to success. Sounds great, right? Except not every rule actually works for every business in the same sector. And yet, time and time again, companies blindly follow them, only to find themselves stuck in inefficiencies, wasting money, or struggling to scale. So, today we're breaking down the industry rule everyone ignores, why it happens, and what you should do instead to build a smarter, more efficient business. As you probably know by now, I help businesses cut through the noise, streamlining their operations and building sustainable success. If you want to stop reacting to problems and start running your business by design, stick around and I will break this down for you. Let's talk about one of the biggest myths in business operations. If it's an industry standard, it must be the best approach. It actually sounds like a logical thing. Just because something works for one company doesn't mean it's right for you. Even if you believe that they are a carbon copy of your business, in operational excellence, companies are told to follow industry best practices. I hear it all the time. Things like standardizing every process, using the latest technology, or benchmarking against competitors. And while these can be valuable, clearly I talk about them all the time. The reality is, not every standard is appropriate for every single business. And yet, so many companies blindly implement these rules without asking the critical questions. Does this actually fit our needs? And that's where things start to break down because the automatic response is based off of assumption. You say yes. Let's go over 5 operational excellence rules that are ignored or misapplied. The first one here is standardization is the key to efficiency. Now, sounds great, but in practice, many businesses resist it because they believe their processes are unique. The problem, inconsistency leads to inefficiency. But going too far with rigid standardization can actually stifle innovation. So, what do you do instead? Find the right balance. Standardize where it makes sense, but allow flexibility where it's needed. Okay. The second thing here is you cannot improve what you don't measure. You guys already know this. True. But many companies track the wrong things, vanity metrics instead of meaningful data. If you're measuring something that doesn't directly impact your bottom line, it's just noise. So, what do you do instead? Identify KPIs that actually matter and drive decision making. The third thing here is technology should solve your operational problems. We see this all the time. Companies invest in the latest tools thinking that it will fix inefficiencies. But if your processes are already broken, no software will save you. So, what do you do instead? Fix the process first, then find the right tech to support them. The fourth item here is continuous improvement is a one time initiative. A lot of companies treat process improvement as a single project rather than a mindset. They roll out change, pat themselves on the back, and move on without embedding it into the culture. So, what do you do instead? Build a system where improvement is ongoing, not just a reaction to a problem. Okay. And the very last one here is industry best practices are a one size fits all. Now, this is one of the biggest mistakes I see. Assuming a best practice will work just because it's a standard, right? What works for a Fortune 500 company may not work for a middle market company. So, what do you do instead? Evaluate before adopting. Customization really is key. Now, what happens when businesses ignore this reality and blindly follow these practices? They end up with inefficiencies that slow them down, technology investments that don't deliver the right ROI, wasted time and resources trying to fit into a mold that doesn't fit, and frustrated employees who struggle with forced processes. But I will tell you this, there is actually good news. You don't have to fall into this trap. Here are 3 steps to make industry best practices actually work for you. The first thing here is you can assess before adopting. Don't just take best practices at face value. You want to ask, does this align with our goals, structure, and capabilities? The next one here is measure what matters. Focus on metrics that actually impact growth and efficiency. And the third thing here is process first, okay? Tech second. Don't chase software trends. I'm saying this very, very deliberately right now. Optimize how you work first and then find tools to support your needs, okay? So here's the big takeaway: not every best practice is the best for you. It's actually easy to fall into that trap of chasing what worked for someone else or following blanket advice just because it sounds strategic. The truth is, sustainable cost cutting and smart growth aren't about a plug and play solution. They're actually about understanding your unique business model, operations, and goals, and making decisions that align with where you're going, not just where you are today. So, take the time up front to assess, refine, and implement the changes that actually serve your long term success. Because when you do that, you don't just cut costs, you build resilience, you unlock growth, and you lead by design, not by default. Thanks for joining me today. And until next time, cut smarter and grow stronger.